Friday morning, 9:39. More snow on the way tonight. We'll detail the weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes. It has been 5 years that legislation to create an animal abuse registry in Michigan has lingered in the state legislature, and there was some positive movement this week. Not all the way, and not everything that the Logan's Law group wanted. Matt Falk is the founder of Logan's Law, which is more than just package of legislation. It's really become a movement, an animal rights movement here in the state of Michigan. Matt, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us about Logan's Law and what happened this week and what still needs to happen yet.
Well, what we're working on with Logan's Law is it's a package of bills that will create a source for animal shelters and rescues and animal control shelters to check the Michigan State iChat system, which will be free for them to check when having people come in to adopt animals, to kind of weed out some of the undesirable people and animal abusers, or so they know that they're not given an animal. It's just another tool to help them.
Why has this lingered for so long? It seems like a no-brainer. It seems like something that should have passed immediately. Why has it taken 5 years?
Well, it's been one of those things where we started out really slow, and then each year we progressively got farther and farther and farther. But with the term limits they have, every 2 years you have to start over again. So once you get some momentum moving, then all of a sudden you got to stop and start all over.
So what's the latest? What was it that happened yesterday?
What happened yesterday was that the lame duck session in the House and the Senate had a chance to look at these bills. They were pushing them right through, and House Representative Paul Muxlow was our sponsor, and he really held in there for us. He really dedicated, you know, and when I talked to him, he says, we'll get this passed, and sure enough, he stuck to his guns, and he really got us passed. Those were bills 4353 and 4355. They went through really fast. The beginning of the year, we had really good movement, and then it just kind of slowed down. It was like January 26th, and then we just kind of held on to a certain degree, and then this was kind of like a last Hail Mary, kind of trying to get it through. And like I say, Mr. Muxlow really pushed it through and helped us out. And we had our other sponsor was Harvey Santana. He's down in the Detroit area, and he held up the other part. It's like a four-stage package for Logan's Law. So we got 2 out of 4 right now, and we're going to go back in first of the year, and we're going to go for those other 2 because those are really important for us to get them in. It's going to be a more penalty phases. It's going to deal with people not being able to own a dog, mandatory convictions, you know, no more slap on the wrists.
So you kind of got half of what you wanted, and there's still more that you want. Is that right?
Exactly, yeah, because like I say, we were running down, Representative Muxlow and Representative Santana were both terming out this year. Yeah. So we'd have to find all new sponsors, and we'd have a whole new house of new guys coming in, and it would be really hard to get it moving past what we'd already had.
Have you talked to Shane Hernandez yet at all? Because he takes over for Paul Muxlow now, right?
Yes, I have. Shane contacted me not too long ago, and he was interested in saying, well, if we don't get these bills passed, he says he would be more than willing to help get these things back up on the back up on the board and moving again.
Let's back up a little bit. Take us back to the beginning. Tell us about Logan.
Well, Logan was my Siberian Husky. He was about 11 years old, but what happened was Siberian Huskies like the cold weather, and so at night we let him out in his kennel, and it was a nice kennel. It was cement, and, you know, very well built. And what happened was one night we live out in Goodles, which is basically the middle of nowhere, and somebody one night came in and threw battery acid on him. It burned his face and muzzle, and it continued to burn for a few days. They had trouble finding exactly what the substance is. I say battery acid, but it was an unknown substance. And by the time we were able to neutralize it and get to the point, it had taken out pretty much all his muzzle up around his eye. He lost vision in his eye and lost his sense of smell. He slowly declined from that, from all the treatment, the steroids, the antibiotics, and he really passed away from kidney and liver failure with all the chemicals that he got hit with.
Do you know who did this?
Well, I've had some suspicions, But nothing that I could confirm. When the officers came out to check on, when I reported it, they asked me, they goes, well, did you see anybody do it? I goes, well, if I would have seen the guy do it, I says, he'd be here waiting for you, probably down there. He says, he looked at me, he said, well, there's no witness, no crime, and kind of add insult to injury. He goes, sorry about your luck, and away he went. But they also suggested that he did it to himself, which was highly unlikely. I sat there and talked to him, and I said to him, I goes, so you're going to tell me that this dog picked the padlock on his kennel, went up to my shop, picked the door, went into my chemical cabinet where I keep all my paints and solvents and whatnot, picked that lock and spilled all this stuff all over his face, and then went back to his kennel, locked everything up, and waited for him to come in for the morning.
Doesn't seem very likely.
No.
Was that when you decided, hey, there's got to be a law?
Well, actually, it was quite frustrating for me because I wasn't going to get any satisfaction from law enforcement or animal control, and I had heard something about these other animal abuser registries in other states. New York had some animal abusers registries, but they was just basically going from just in counties. Michigan, when we started, would have been the first statewide animal abuser registry with some of the harshest penalties for animal abuse. But throughout the years and throughout the 5 years, we had sent out some packages to other states and some other people that were interested, help them get their laws passed, and then we lost a chance to be the first one. But I was happy to see that we had 3 or 4 other states who were able to place some legislation on their books to, help animals.
You've got a lot of people behind this, too, don't you? I mean, you're not just fighting this fight by yourself, are you?
Oh, no. I got a great bunch of folks here that take care of me and work with me. We do a lot of the parades in the area. We travel around the state, make presentations. We go to schools to educate the kids about animal abuse. And, we really try to get a community kind of thing. We do a lot of donations, buy dog foods, dog houses, and donate them. And like I said, we've got a worldwide support. I've got people in Japan, well, basically on every continent except for where the penguins are down in the South Pole.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah. Wow. We've sold a lot of T-shirts. I think the most amazing one that I saw was that I sold a T-shirt to a lady in Beijing, China, where the dogs get on the menu.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So I could just see her walking around with that on.
It's taken on a whole life of its own. Well, good. Congratulations on your partial victory, and good luck in keeping up the good fight in the next year.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to stop, that's for sure. I put my mind to something, and I'm pretty determined.
If somebody wants to lend their support, where can they connect with Logan's Law?
Well, what we do is we do have 2 Facebook pages. One's called the Logan's Law Facebook page, and then the other one is Logan Falk's fan page, which are both available on Facebook. And like you say, that's where we get a lot of people for our parades. We keep everybody posted. And then the fan page is more or less where we gather ideas and where people can contact us and we can help them out. And we can also get some ideas and fresh new look on things so we can move this through.
All right. Well, Matt, we wish you all the best. Thanks for stopping in this morning. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Matt Falk with us from Logan's Law on WPHM 9.